Right, the probability question. We're told that there's 20 counters in the bag, so therefore the probability is out of 20. So in both cases, it should be out of 20. First one says the probability that it's red. Well, there's 10 red, so it's 10 out of 20, or if you wish, you can say that's a half, though you get them all for that. Look at the probability that it's blue. Well, the 7 and the 10 makes 17 counters, so there's 3 left over, so that's 3 out of 20. Now the literature here tells us that we've got 2 more green counters added, so that makes that 9. 1 more red counter, so that's 11. And 2 more blue, well we said there were 3, so there's now 5. So it takes a counter from Y, it takes a counter from X. Who has the greater probability of taking a green? Right, so green from X is 7 out of 20. From Y, green is 9 out of 25. Now we can only compare if the fractions were of the same denominator. To get from here to here, we times by 5. So times by 5, I get 35 chances out of 100. To get from here to here, we times by 4. So times by 4, we've got 36 chances out of 100. So bag Y has a higher probability of getting a green than bag X. So the person who has the greater is the, as I say, bag Y, which is Adam. Angles on a straight line add up to 180. So if I do 180, take the 124, we're coming out with 56. So these 2 angles together are 56. So I need to divide by 2. Well, half of 50 is 25. Half of 6 is 3. So together that's 28. One method to show this is the butterfly method. So we times them together, that gets 42. We times them together, that gets 8. Times those together, and we get 48. 42, take the 8 is 34, and that can halve to get you the answer shown. So I'll put the numbers in. So we've got 15, take 8 times minus 4, replacing the C, replacing the D, replacing the X, and knowing that dx means D times X. Using BIDMAS, we do the multiplying first, so it means I do these 2 times together first, which gives me 32. However, a minus times a minus makes that a plus 32. Hence, we've got 47. Same setup here. 4 bracket P, we don't know. Take Q, we know. And we're told that that's equal to T, which is 18. Remove the bracket. 4 times P, take sign. 4 times the 6. Now you have an equation to solve. Put the 24 on the other side as a plus 24. So we end up with 42. And then divide by 4. Now that you can halve to be 21 over 2. Half of that is 10 and a half, or 10.5. To work out the area, we split it into recognised shapes. So if I draw a line across there, I create a rectangle and a trapezium. The rectangle has a length of 20 and a width of 14. whereas the trapezium has a parallel side of 20, a parallel side of 16, which we add together, times by the height of the trapezium, which must be 10, because if the whole height is 24 and that's 14, that must be 10. And the trapezium, you then half that quantity. So here we have 36 times by the 10 and half. Well, you can half the 36 first, so we get 18 times by 10, 180. So then if we add these two together, you get 460. Here you start by drawing the line y equals x, which needs to go through 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, etc. So that's y equals x. This point is half a square away, half a square away. This is 1 square away, 1 square away. This is 1.5 squares away. There's the half, there's the 1. So there is your answer. Part A done. And we're told to label that R. Back to S, we've got to translate minus 4 minus 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, so that's minus 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, minus 6. Repeat it. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Repeat it finally. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that's T. Straight away we can see that this is an enlargement. Going from that to that, we have an enlargement. Now for the scale factor. Well, it was 1 square across, now it's 3 squares across, so scale factor 3. As for the centre, the easiest way is to match the points up, match the points up, and it's a relatively straightforward one here because you can see that the centre is the origin, no node. So centre, node, node. Okay, one mark for removing the bracket correctly. 3 times c, 3c, minus 21, or removing this bracket successfully. 6c, plus sign, 8. One mark for the answer. Well, 3 c's, add 6 c's makes 9c, minus 21, add the 8, makes it still minus. Now if you struggle with that, just think of it as 21, take 8, which is 13, so it's minus 13, because it was the other way around. To expand the bracket, I'm just going to do it the one way, eyebrows, mouth and chin, so x squared, minus 14, 7 times x, 7x, x times minus 2, minus 2x, so the x squared is there. In the middle I've got 5x, and on the end minus 14. With something set up like this, there's only the 2 terms, so it'll be a 1 bracket situation. Definitely a letter y outside, and numerically 7 goes into both these numbers, because it goes into that one 4 times, it goes into that one 3 times, minus sign in the middle, but that y needs to be squared, so that one needs to have a y on it. There's your answer to that one. So substitution into formula, we've got 3 squared plus 3 plus 5. N squared plus n plus 5. So there's 9. That's obviously 3, and that's obviously 5. So we've got 9 plus the 3 is 12, plus the 5, 17. Thinks that it's always prime. Well, if I put 1 in, I'm going to get something similar. If I try it with 2, 2 squared, we get 4 plus 2 plus 5. We get 4 plus 5, 6 plus that is 11. We're doing it with 3. We'll try it with 4. 4 squared is 16 plus the 4 plus the 5. That comes out as 25. That is not a prime number. So no, not always prime. And what we should do on the triangle here. First of all, we've got an isosceles triangle. That dash means that and that are the same, which means that that angle and that angle are the same. Now 65 and 65 makes 130. If I subtract that from 180, that means that that angle up there must be 50. Next thing, these two angles together, we've got 65 and we've got 38. Added together makes 3, carry 1 over, 10, 103. So it means that this angle here must be 180. Take that, which is 77 degrees. These two angles, because of the parallel lines, must add up to 180, so that must make that one up there 103 for that same reason. 50 and 103 makes 153. So if I take that off 180, then that gets me 27. So that angle there, ABG, the one marked, must be 27. Answer 27. So first of all, you look at what you're going to buy each time. 4 units, 4 units, 4 units. That means that it's the 4 times table, 4n, 4 times n. Now your 4 times table starts with a 4. I want it to start with a 6. So I need an add-on of 2. So there is your answer to the first one. It says find an expression for the n plus 1th term. So you replace that letter n with an n plus 1. Replace that letter with an n plus 1 and tidy up. Well, 4 times n is 4n. Plus sign, 4 times 1 is 4, just using bid maths. Plus 2 is plus 2, so the answer is 4n plus 6. Express in standard form, so the number has to be between 1 and 10, so 1.39. Times by 10 to an appropriate power. Well, I've moved the decimal point once, twice, 3, 4, 5, 6 places. 6 places. Put in standard form, so I'd write that as 5 times 10 to a power. Now this is a 0 point, so the power is negative, and the decimal point, if I've put it there, needs to move once, twice, 3 times. 3 times. To solve these equations, you need to make sure, first of all, that the letter y's are the same. So we're going to start by timesing that by 2. So we get 6x, and we get 4y, and we get 30. We haven't had to do anything with that second one at all. Now, because they are different signs, if I add these together, they will disappear. 4 add minus 4, nothing. So I get that 16x is the same as 32. 6 plus 10 is 16, 30 plus 2, 32. So that means that the letter x must have been a 2. Now if the letter x is a 2, go back to that top equation. 3 2's are 6, plus the 2y has to equal 15. Move the 6 across becomes a take 6, so 2y has to equal 9. Divide by 2, y has to equal 9 divided by 2, which is the same as 4.5.